Hello students. Yes, in the previous lecture we have completed Michelson and Stahl experiment, in which we have proved that replication of DNA is a semi-conservative method. Okay, semi-conservative procedure it follows. So already we have discussed that semi-conservative, that is experimental proof. It is shown by Michelson and Stahl. Okay. So the mechanism we are going to start today. So the process of replication is very complicated. Okay. So today we are going to discuss taking E. coli as an example. That is the process of replication in detail. But before going to discuss the process of replication in detail, let us have once again the definition of the replication. We should recall the definition of the replication, as well as what are the essential requirements required for the replication of the DNA. Okay, so in our NCERT reader, E. coli bacteria, taking an example, they have explained. With respect to E. coli, the process of replication is we have to discuss. Okay, as you can see here, a Watson and Crick, Watson and Crick, both of these scientists, they have proposed double helix model of the DNA, and they themselves, Watson and Crick, not only they have explained the Watson and Crick model, double helical structure of the DNA, and even they have also explained about the replication of the DNA. Okay, apart from that, the scientists by name Michelson and Stahl, they have proved that DNA undergo replication by semi-conservative method. Then what is semi-conservative replication? Let us recall the definition. So replication of the DNA in which a mature parent DNA, when it undergo duplication, this is a parental DNA. So mature parental DNA, when it undergo replication, it forms two daughter DNAs. Two DNAs are formed. But in two daughter DNA, one strand will be of newly synthesized and other DNA strand will be of old. As you can see here, the new DNA strand, it is daughter DNA. So this daughter DNA is newly synthesized, and the black one is the parental DNA. Okay, it means in front of old DNA, new DNA, daughter DNA is formed. So this process is nothing but semi-conservative method of replication. We have understood already in the Michelson and Stahl. So this is the diagram where it is showing the replication of the DNA. So the mature parent DNA, during its replication, it becomes unwind. So what is unwind? Unwind is nothing but, this is one DNA getting separated, another DNA is also separate, strand also separated. Okay, so they get separated and they act as a template. So one of the DNA strand act as a template. What is template DNA? A template DNA is one on which new DNA is synthesized. So the new DNA is synthesized on the old DNA, that is parent DNA. The parent DNA act as a template DNA. So this is how the two DNA strands whose polarity begins from 5' to 3', 3' to 5'. Both the DNA strands are getting separated, and one of the DNA act as a template, parent DNA act as a template on which new DNA is synthesized. This is how the two DNA strands are synthesized during the replication. So the diagram showing that is replication. Now we will understand what are the essential requirement required for the replication of the DNA. Okay, so since we are discussing with respect to E. coli bacteria, we know that E. coli bacteria has what number of nucleotides? The length of the DNA of E. coli, it measures about 4.6 into 10 to the power of 6 base pairs. Okay, such a long DNA is there. So these are the number of base pairs. So to polymerize these nucleotides, the synthesis of the E. coli DNA, It is highly complicated process, as I said, because it is an energy requiring process. The replication of DNA requires plenty of energy. Hence, it takes time to carry the process. So, you must remember the data. Okay, if you consider human also, you can recognize that also. You can consider that also. 6.6 into 10 to the power of 9 base space in case of human. Okay, let us understand what are the essential requirement required for the replication of the DNA. Okay, as we know that DNA requires the most, it is an energy catalyzing process. The process is catalyzed by number of enzymes. So, enzyme requiring process. So, the polymerization of DNA requires number of enzymes. So, we are talking about what are the different types of enzymes essential for the DNA synthesis. Okay. So, here DNA dependent DNA polymerase. DNA dependent DNA polymerase. It is the most essential enzyme required for the synthesis of a new DNA. Okay. It means what? DNA dependent means the parent DNA, it is depending on the DNA polymerase. It is depending on the old parent DNA. Okay. It is required template. So, it requires template for the synthesis of the new DNA. Means DNA polymerase depend on the template. So, hence it is called as DNA dependent DNA polymerase. So, most essential enzyme is DNA dependent DNA polymerase. And always you will be discussing later what are the different types of DNA polymerases. There are 3 types of DNA polymerases. Those are not mentioned in our syllabus, but we shall discuss them later on separately. So, the main role of the DNA dependent DNA polymerase is what? It is essential for not only to carry the synthesis of new DNA in the direction of 5' to 3'. See here, we have DNA having 5' to 3', 3' to 5'. So, these are the polarity. So, always this enzyme promotes the synthesis of DNA in the direction of 5' to 3'. Okay. So, always the synthesis of DNA takes place in 5' to 3'. So, this is maintained by this enzyme itself. Okay. Now, during the synthesis of new DNA or replication of the DNA, the process is continuous and it is very complicated and it requires plenty of energy. The source of energy is also required here to carry the process of the replication. And the process of replication is accurate. What is the meaning of accurate? Accurate means without making any mistake. Okay, without making mistake, the replication of the DNA takes place. So, there is, if at all any mistake, any error, any mistake occurs during the replication, what happens? That leads to mutation. Okay. So, that leads to mutation. If the wrong replication leads to mutation. Hence, always the replication carry in a correct process, correct method or in an accurate, most accuracy is maintained by this enzyme also. Okay, so it follows accuracy, means if at all any mistake is carried by the replication, then that leads to mutation. Apart from that, we have to familiar here when the replication begins. So the replication begins, we have to recall our memory, that is in the first year PUC, during the cell cycle. We have discussed already in the cell cycle G1 phase, S phase, G2 phase. Yes, during the S phase, synthetic phase, what happens? The replication of the DNA takes place. That is the synthesis of the DNA or duplication of the DNA taking place during the S phase, synthetic phase. Okay. So, it is an important question. It is asked for CET. It is a CET question. Okay. S phase is the phase during which the replication of the DNA is carried. Now, here ORI means what? Since we know that DNA of eukaryotic is linear one, but in prokaryotes the DNA is a circular one. For example, in E. coli bacteria itself, if you consider, there is only one ORI site. Then what is ORI site? ORI means origin of replication site. Okay, origin. The starting three words are taken. Origin of replication site. It is that site on the DNA, whether it is linear DNA or it is circular DNA. There are certain areas, certain sites on which the replication begins. This is a site where the replication of the DNA starts. So those are known as origin of replication site. In case of bacteria, E. coli, there is only one ORI site. But in case of eukaryotes, several ORI sites will be there. Okay. So at any ORI site, the replication begins. Okay. In addition to these, the most important one which is essential for the replication of the DNA, which is a raw material for the replication, is that deoxyribonucleotides. Since we have discussed these, that deoxyribonucleotides for the polymerization of the DNA, the raw materials are DTP, CTP, TTP as well as ATP. Adenosine triphosphate, guanosine triphosphate, deoxyribo, that is cytosine triphosphate, means these phosphates are, terminal phosphates are required. Phosphate group is required. So these are not only deoxyribonucleoside triphosphates we call, or otherwise we can also call them as deoxyribonucleotides, which are acting not only as a substrate, okay, substrate, and they are also act as a source of energy. DTP, CTP, ATP, adenosine triphosphate, guanosine triphosphate, these are the nucleotides which are the source of energy, because they provide, you know that is sugar here, that is amino acid is nitrogen base is attached, and here triphosphate. So triphosphate is attached here. So here the phosphate is essential for the breaking, means when the phosphate bond here is broken, the energy is released. So hence a source of energy is required for the replication of the DNA, because the hydrogen bonds has to break. For all that, the energy is essential, and that is provided by, the energy is provided by these deoxyribonucleoside triphosphate. Okay. Now in addition to these raw materials, replication of the DNA also requires most important enzymes. Those are called helicase enzyme. Helicase, this is also known as unwindase enzyme. Means we know that DNA is a double helical, it is twisted, it is highly twisted. Okay. To remove the twist, to separate these two DNA strands, in order to separate them away from each other, what happens? That is helicase enzyme is required. So helicase is an enzyme, or it is also known as unwindase enzyme, which makes two DNA strands separate. So for the separation, this enzyme is required. Similarly, topoisomerase enzyme. What is the role of this enzyme? Topoisomerase enzyme is an enzyme which is essential for the see here, breaking. It also breaks the DNA, as well as it also reseal the DNA. Means breaking and resealing of DNA fragment or strand, it is done by topoisomerase enzyme. Means for breaking hydrogen bonds also, and also for the breaking of the DNA strand, topoisomerase enzyme is essential. Not only breaking, it also reseal the DNA fragments or DNA strands. Similarly, there is one more strand known as RNA primer. What is RNA primer? RNA primer is nothing but, it is without RNA primer, the replication is not carried. The initiation of RNA primer, initiation of the DNA replication, it is started by RNA primer. What is RNA primer? RNA primer is nothing but, it is a small fragment of the DNA where it carries some nucleotides, some deoxyribonucleotides. So RNA primer, a small fragment of the DNA, it is composed of some nucleotides, which is essential for the initiation is to begin the process of the replication. Similarly, SSB, single stranded binding protein, are also essential for the synthesis of the DNA. So these are all essential required for the replication of the DNA. Okay, then what is the speed of the replication in case of prokaryotes, that is in E. coli? So for the prokaryotes or for in E. coli, the speed of the replication process, it is going to take about 18 minutes. It takes 18 minutes to complete the process of replication. But in case of human, it takes 38 minutes to complete the process of replication. Means totally it takes 2000 base pair per second. That is 2000 base pairs. Total number of nucleotides takes means this much time to carry the process of replication. So per second, how many nucleotides are polymerized? That is 2000 base pairs per second. So these are the essential requirements essential for the replication of the DNA in case of prokaryotes, that is in E. coli. So what are the steps? Further we see what are the steps involved in the replication process. In detail we shall discuss. We will stop.